Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining. We're going to take a look at some, we're just going to do a short stream today. Take a look at some watches. I didn't really want to leave you guys hanging. I had a stream set up with the rancher early this morning, but I couldn't make it myself. And then he couldn't make it when I could make it. So we ended up not doing a stream together. We might do one later this afternoon when he gets back. But right now I was curious to look up the Havana, the watch that I have on order that I'm supposed to be getting next. And I was quite taken back when I looked on Chrono 24 to see that the price is as high as it is. What's even more astounding and impressive, which justifies this price, to be honest, is that it's the only one listed on Chrono 24. I mean, people are hoarding these things. They're not selling them. So there's only one listed. There's one with the moon date complication, and then there's one like mine exactly. So you got two. And man, it's pushing over $100,000. That's remarkable. And that's a brand new one produced in 2022, which mine will either be produced this year in 2022 or next year in 2023. We'll see when I get it. And but it's coming for sure. This is a watch I've procured 100%. Look how beautiful that is. Look how stunning this looks from the backside. Isn't that amazing? Look how sick that is. 950 platinum. Gold movement. Just remarkable. With the platinum case and the coloring. It's just this is just what pulled me in, was the earth tones with the white metal. It just looked so perfect. I really enjoyed the color scheme here. And, I had to go all dial on this. I did not want any breaks in the dial. So I specifically went for this version here with the least amount of complications. I didn't want any apertures and any windows or anything to break that colored, that dipped gold dial. That dial dipped in gold. It was important for me to have the power reserve directly over the crown. And I really wanted the FP Journe marquee centered up there at 12 o'clock. This just hit on spot with me exactly how I wanted it. So I can't wait to get this. Man, I was harping about wanting to sport a $50,000 watch on the daily, and it looks like I'm going to be sporting a $100,000 watch on the daily now, because this is going to be pretty much my daily watch right here, man. This is going to be my watch. This will be the watch I wear. I mean, this could be like my one watch. I'll definitely have a sports watch to bust out for the most part too. So Rolex is definitely going to always be there because I'm here at the beach. So my Hulk probably be my runner-up. Those will probably be my two, Hulk and this Journe. But man, look at this watch. This watch is just absolutely incredible looking, isn't it? There's no doubt this is my Grail watch coming in at $100,000. Wow. I just can't believe how much this appreciated. So, I mean, I didn't make any wrong moves. I mean, I can cry about not getting my Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. I mean, I can cry about not getting my Aquanaut from Tourneau. That sucks. They suck some pretty big balls over there at Tourneau. Um, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. In hindsight, now you can all agree with me, can you not? That Aquanaut deal that Tourneau screwed me for, returning my deposit after 3 years and not getting me that watch that's worth 100 grand now. That would have cost me 30. Well, the fact of the matter is, if I didn't get that, if I did get that Aquanaut, or if I still believed in my tiny head that it was still coming, uh, then I would not have pulled the trigger on this Journe. You know, it's a fact that I only pulled the trigger on this $40,000 Journe because I wasn't getting the $30,000 Aquanaut. You know, that's a fact, 100%. There was no way in no way, blimey hell, I was gonna buy two, spend 70, 80,000 on these watches plus the Omega, plus whatever the other shit's coming, and white, this and that. It wasn't gonna happen. This was a replacement. This was an actual replacement, and that's you guys. You remember, I basically gave the finger to Paddock and said, "I'm going to Journe. F Paddock. Journe's better anyway." So that's for sure. So I made a move to higher horology, better quality, up the ladder, bigger dollar, more exclusive, boutique only, personal dealing, no shady dickhead boutique salesmen, or paddock salesmen. Fuck paddock salesmen. Those are watch snobs. Paddock salesmen. That's a watch snob for you right there. They're the last people on the planet that know how to sell a watch. Put it that way. Maybe behind Rolex. Omega, the best. Omega has the best customer service, followed by behind FP Journe. FP Journe definitely number one that I've experienced, and I think AP2 is up there in service if you're in there. But if you're not in there, they won't even talk to you. But that's not their fault. You can be mad, but if they won't even talk to you, it's just a matter of circumstance. But once you're in, they're nice. Will you get something? That's a different story. Um, but I'll tell you what, everything happens for a reason. Well, that's not true. Some things happen for a reason. But what happened with Tourneau, Patek, and myself and that Aquanaut happened for a reason. And that reason was to steer me clear of those shitholes over there at Patek Philippe, at Tourneau Patek Philippe, and to get into a better brand. A better brand that's going to have more appreciation, and I'm going to appreciate it a lot better. And what's really cool is that I pulled the trigger on this watch right here, on this here watch well before 1 year, 1.5 years prior to them announcing that they're going boutique only, pulling their brands from Watchbox and from everybody who's an aftermarket dealer or just a dealer, and that they're going boutique only, exclusive direct, producing less watches, uh, harder to get, more application pieces, less wait lists, and this was when the boutique told me, hey, Rich, you don't have to buy a watch right now to secure that Chronometra Blue Sovereign that you got coming. That's coming for sure. So don't feel like you have to buy a watch right now to secure that coming order if that's what you're doing. I mean, that guy actually told me that, and I was like, no, no, no. I appreciate you, uh, saying that, but I can't wait 4 years to have a Journe on my wrist, buddy. I gotta have one now. In the meanwhile, and when that comes, I'll have two. So let's pull the trigger on this puppy, and and we did, and we did, and look what that got us. Look what that got us. It got us our most beautiful watch in our collection, and you tell me, put this next to a Patek Philippe 5167 Aquanaut. Which one would you rather have? This or the Aquanaut? Come on, man. This shit's all over the Aquanaut. Are you kidding me? Goddamn Aquanaut looks like a freaking Hamilton. It's even got the finish of a Hamilton. People have been shitting on that Aquanaut compared to the Nautilus for the last 10 years in its finish versus the Nautilus. Come on, man. So you can't compare Iraqi fighter jets with U.S. fighter jets. That's the comparison you'd be making between a Patek Aquanaut and an FP Journe Havana. Crap to superiority in quality. So, man, I can't say enough about how Patek Philippe and Tourneau just steered me the right way by screwing me over. You could get mad for being done wrong, but in the end, when it works out in your favor, man, he who laughs last has the last laugh, right? I could be sitting here with a fucking Aquanaut on my wrist like an idiot, looking at this screen, wishing I had that watch on the screen instead, right? But instead, I got the good one coming, and I don't have to think about how am I going to get rid of an Aquanaut now. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, hey, if you got an Aquanaut, well, fuck, you're lucky, dude. You paid 30, 40, 50 grand for it at the most. I know nobody paid more than 50 grand here for an Aquanaut, and you're up double anyway. But I do got to shit all over the Aquanaut for what happened to me and what I'm getting in its stead. That's for sure. Wow, this is just a stunner. When I went to the boutique, he had one available to take right there, but it was red gold, and I just didn't want the red gold. It was warm, too warm. The whole thing was I wanted the platinum. That's my whole deal here. It's platinum, 100% for me. 100%. I wanted the platinum. Let's see if they have any Journes here. It says they got 14 listed. How old is he? He's a pretty young guy. He's a pretty young guy. He'll be around for a while. I think he's in his 60s. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Uh, these guys live pretty peaceful, calm lives. I think they have long longevity. So look at this here, man. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the this one really. The pictures really show you the color of the Havana dial here. Look how beautiful the color is. Look how gorgeous that color is. Oh my God, the dial is to die for. Jesus, look at this. Look at the color. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The one here with the date and the moon is absolutely stunning. There's a little part of me that wishes I got the one with these other complications because they do add some charm to the watch. But I didn't, and they were. It was significantly more money to get these complications. We were talking another 15,000 to 20,000 dollars. So instead of spending 40, I was looking at 60 because of the tax all too. Yeah, I was probably looking at about 58, 58, 60 rather than 40. So I mean that was 50% more. So that hampered me from going stepping up to complications. But this wasn't originally what I was looking at anyway. I was looking at the straight. I'm going after the dial, simple time dial. You know what? With a watch this expensive, I don't want to set the date. I don't want to set the date every day. I don't need the date. I don't need another complication to service or go wrong on me. With a simple time, Journe, can you imagine? I don't even need to service this watch for 20 years. It's just going to be, I'm not going to need to service this watch probably ever. This is going to be like one of them Rolexes that, 40, 50 years from now, my kids will pull it out and service it. I will never need to service this watch. You know, I mean, service it when it stops working or it's off by a minute or two. What are they going to do? They're just going to service it. Nothing's going to be broken. You don't need to service the watch ever, ever, you know? So with the simple time, Jorn, man, I'm solid. I'm solid. you know? It's better that this watch never be opened, never even be opened one time, sealed from the factory and never opened again. That will preserve it better than anything, trust me. With the modern movement, uh, I think it even has ceramics in it and stuff. Shit doesn't need to be serviced, man. You know? Maybe if it had this date wheel and moon phase, but the simple time, and I'm never gonna have to touch that thing. So it's interesting that the Havana, it doesn't even matter complications or no complications, it's selling for the same price. It's just the fact that it's a Havana Journe and people want it. It's the Havana, baby. I knew I had the right taste in going for that watch. I really knew I did. I just look at that dial color. It just pops at you and just says, "Eat me. I'm a piece of chocolate." It just looks so good with that platinum case abounded. It's just amazing, freaking amazing. I can't explain it. Just I don't know if you can see what I see, but the look of that color dial is just so pleasing to my eye. I just had to get that watch. And then, do you agree with me? These black label platinums are just the most stunning watches ever made. I think these are the best looking watches money can buy. These black label boutiques, which I'll never be able to touch. They're all 300, 400, 500 grand. But aren't these just amazing? They just, man, these ones specifically, they're just so amazing looking. Here, let's pull one up, for example. These are just incredible. Oop, they're so cool, you know? It's nice to not be able to afford everything, because then you can't appreciate things that you don't have. It'd be kind of a bummer to be able to just buy everything, I guess. It's nice to be able to buy some stuff, but not everything. You got to have grails and aspirations and high hopes and things you can try to achieve for but never attain. I think that's just ways to get driven, and it's a good thing. I mean, it's great that they make $500,000 watches and that there's somebody out there that can pull the trigger on it. I think that's great. It gives me hope that I can do that one day. There was a day that there were years I couldn't afford a 911, and I had to buy an old used 911 for 35 grand at that. And that's what I drove for the last 7 years, was a $30,000 car, cheaper than what the what anybody drives on the street, you know. But hey, man, I couldn't afford $150,000, $200,000 911 for all those years. Wow, look at that! Look how the crown is at 6 o'clock. You see that? The crown's at 6 right here. 18 karat gold movement. Wow. Look at the cost of the service. Tell me you want to service your Journe, baby. Tell me you want to service your Journe, baby. Is that for two watches or one? I'm going to assume that's for two watches, right? 310 CT, 002 RT. So it's about 33,000 or 3,400 to service a Journe. All right, there you go. $3,400 to service a Journe. $3,000. Well, that's 3,400 to service the Black Label. Hey, no, you know what? Hold on a second. Check this out. This was 6,000 to service the whole watch. 6,400. Look it. Let me tell you what I think. I think it was 3,050 to service one clock on the watch, and then 3,400 to service the other clock on the watch. There's two movements in this watch, baby, and he had to pay for two watches in one. This was a $6,400 service. Is that sick? Wow, that's the most expensive watch service I've ever seen. He had to pay for two watch services. That's sick. Shit, that's no joke. This is an 11-year-old watch. Certificate signed by Francois Paul Journe himself. Very cool. Black Label, baby. Collectors. What dreams are made of. Yeah, it's all those crazy complications, Rooted Rotor, that make it crazy expensive to service. Time only is way less. That's what I think. I went the right way with that. You know what else he told me? He said the warranty on the Journe. Look, I can't remember what the warranty on the Journe was, Whether it was 3 years or 5 years, I don't remember. It was one or the other. It was 3, 4, or 5 years. I want to say three, but maybe it's longer. But he said that 3 months before the warranty's up, bring it in and we'll send it out for a full service and you won't have to pay for it. But do I really want to do that? If I'm 3 years, 2.5 years, or let's say 3.5 years into the watch, do I really want them to open it up and service it that soon, even though it's free? What's your guys' opinion on that? Because he said they would do it. He's the one who offered it. But my question to you is, does the watch have more integrity if it's left unopened after 3 or 4 years, or do I want it to go back and be opened up and oiled and all of that for free? See, I don't know the answer to that. I need someone who knows a little bit more about watchmaking, watchsmithing, watch servicing to help me know that. I guess I could ask my watch guy over at the mall, my Omega watch guy. He's really good. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is undeniable. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this is the entry level version, pretty much. Okay, this is like my watch, but it's not the Havana and it's the rose gold. It's not the platinum. This is like the less expensive version. This might be a little bit different because this might be the discontinued one because it's 2009. But to be honest, that really doesn't make a dang difference in the price. It's going for 63,000, which is 20 24K over what I'm paying. So at the very least, which my watch is above this in value, we saw it at 100,000 plus, and when I looked at it 3 weeks ago, I saw it at 80 or 90. So I mean, I'm well over 60. I'm well over in the money on the watch. It's incredible that I can go in and pull the trigger on such an expensive purchase and know there's no regret, and there's room for downside in the event of a watch crash. There's at least room for me to get my money back out in an emergency. I mean, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. I like this rose gold one right here. This one has some nice contrast. And then you got the most collectible, the brass movements, which these are it's just unreal. Unreal. Man, I'll tell you what, if I had any one of these, I'd be selling that and moving that into some real estate right now. $500,000. I'll take that out and put that down payment on a fourplex, on a $2 million fourplex, man. That's a 25% down payment, boys. Shit. Generate a positive cash flow if you can. I think that's about it. I just wanted to look over the Journe, I guess is what we did, because it looks like all these we've looked at already. They haven't added anything new here. That looks like a new. What's the new sub going for? Look at that. That's the new ceramic sub, no date, 18,000. You like that? Wow. The Calatrava Weekly. We love this watch. That's going for double retail. I'm surprised it's not going for more, to be honest. I thought this watch would be pushing 100 grand. It's probably undervalued at this point. Wow, people paying 47 grand for a Yachtmaster Gold. That's too much, baby. That's too much. Didn't we make offers on that for 27 grand a year ago? Remember, I made an offer for 27, 28 grand to a guy in San Diego for one of these. I offered him 27. Okay, we're watched out. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Maybe we'll see Clivers later on. uh, wait, what was the question? Forgot. I was asking you guys about. Oh yeah, about the FP Journe. You'd send it back for a service. It's not as robust as a Rolex. Yeah, maybe. You know, you know what I'll ultimately do, Rooted Rotor, is I'll take the boutique's advice. I mean, if he said it for a reason, right, Rooted Rotor? He offered it for a reason. He wouldn't have said it if it was the opposite. He would have said, "You don't even need to bring it in for a service for 10 years, especially because it's a time only." But he didn't say that. He said, "Bring it in, and I'll service it before." So you're right. You're right. I'll just take his lead, and it'll give me a chance to go in there, follow up with the Chronometra Blue. That timing should be about when it should be coming in as well. That's going to be an exciting day right there. When they call me and say that Chronometra Blue is here, come pick up your Chronometra Blue. Oh my God, that's just going to be off the hook. I mean, you know what? Come to think of it now, I mean, if I was going to reflect back on Grail pieces, this Daytona for sure. You got to put this ceramic black Daytona that was offered to me 3 years ago by Rolex, bought at retail. You got to put this down as a holy grail. I mean, this is everybody's holy grail. The black, I mean, the Daytona ceramic. It's the VIP Rolex, hardest to get. I'm lucky myself that I got it. That's got to be the grail piece that I have right now in my collection. I don't think there's anything better than that right now in my collection, and it's also worth the most at 47 grand right now too. It almost satisfies my $50,000 watch wrist desire. Give it another couple of months, and I'll be at the $50,000 watch wrist that I wanted to be at. I'm not quite there yet. I'm 10% away, 5% away from having the $50,000 wrist. But but so it's definitely the holy grail I've got right now, without a doubt. But I think that the next holy grail is that Havana that we've been looking at today. That is the next holy grail coming, and that will replace this holy grail, and that's going to take us to a $100,000 wrist. We're basically skipping the $50,000 wrist and going straight to the $100,000 wrist. And I guess the Daytona will get there in a few months on its own to the 50 mark. But 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 then I think that after that, the true grail, the third grail, I mean these are all true grails, but I think the third grail, it's just because these pieces are too good to not call grails. How could you not call a ceramic Daytona not a grail piece? And then when you follow it up with a $100,000 Journe, how can you not follow that up and say that's a grail piece, especially when that's a watch I'm desiring even more? And then you got the Chronometra Blue. And despite that, its value is going to be a lot less than the others. It really isn't all about value either. It's about attainability, collectability, limitation, accessibility. I mean, that chronometric blue is the hardest watch in the world to get, and it's an application piece. It's not even a weightless piece, and I am waiting 8 years for that watch. That was an 8 year application wait. 8 years. I've got about 3 or 4 left to go to get that chronometric blue. I've been waiting about 5 years for it now. What, about 4 years, maybe 4.5 years for it? I'm halfway there. That's a long time to wait for a watch. There's no doubt because of that 8 year wait, and that's definitely the grailest of the grails, the biggest grail of them all, for sure, without a doubt. Chronometra Blue. So it's interesting that two of the three grails are FP Journes. I mean, what surpasses FP Journe as far as grails go? I mean, you could step into other independent horology if you want. Gronfeld, Lanen, whoever else there is out there. That's expensive and exclusive and high horology. That's cool. You could do that. I picked FP Journe. That's the one I went with. And I don't want to spread out over a whole bunch of brands. I'm done. I'm done with brands. So you won't see me pick up any other type of brands for the most part. If anything, I'll pick up an AP. I'll get a Royal Oak one day or a Royal Oak Offshore one day. That's the only other brand I'm missing in my collection. I don't think I'll ever get another Patek Philippe. I think I've got my Patek Philippe Calatrava. My 5196 will be my one Patek. I don't think I'm looking for any more. And the only reason would be because I've got too many things coming and I'm done. I'm done. I'm really glad that I got the 5196 because I would have killed myself if I didn't have any Pateks in my collection, man. You got to have one Patek Philippe. And I got the most iconic piece, now discontinued. I mean, now it's discontinued. So, you know, it was a good piece to pick up for half price. I mean, it's crazy. It's like the watch collection doubled. Some of them tripled in price. So it's pretty amazing. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this watch market. They're going to raise interest rates. They've raised interest rates a little bit. But I mean, they raised interest rates, but I just took a 7 year car loan at 2.9%. I mean, dude, that's free money. I mean, 3%, not even 3%. So, I mean, interest rates are already low. So, if they raise interest rates a little bit here and there, man, it ain't going to be that much of a killer. The shit's already low. It's already low. Fuck, it's at 2.9% for a car loan. It's not even a house loan, man. So, it's like, you know, go buy your shit now. Whatever it is that you need or want, you got to go buy it now because everything's just going to keep going up. Interest rates will go up. So the debt, you know, your debt obligation will increase on whatever you're buying. So, if they're like we needed a barbecue for $750. Our barbecue, they need to be replaced every 3 years, right? Every 4 years. And we went from propane to natural gas. I had a natural gas pipe installed, so I'm waiting for Home Depot to deliver a barbecue any day now. But hell, man, I pulled the trigger on a $750 barbecue because things are just going to go up next year. Well, I'm not going to buy it next summer for $900. I need it now anyway. So, you know, time to time to sell the car, buy a new car, 2.9%. If I waited a year, probably be at 3.5%. And also with the appreciation of inflation, the car would have probably been another $10,000. So, it isn't like things haven't been going up. They've been going up already. But now that they're waking up everybody, you know what's happening. They're waking everybody up. It's time to go run and buy your shit because all the sheep are going to go do it. But it's like, I really think you just have the next few weeks to make those moves, to go buy a new car, to go buy that house you wanted before rates go up, before all that starts trickling. House, car prices, interest rates on car loans. It's time to go make the moves right now. I mean, if you're going to make the move a year from now, there's no reason to not make the move today. It's only going to cost you more a year from now. So if you're not going to make the move today, then don't make the move at all. That's what I say. What's up, kid? The only exception is I don't know about watches. That's the only thing I'm not talking about. We've talked about buying the watches at retail. You know, like when Bud and I were talking about buying watches. Hey, what's up, Bud? When you when Bud and I were talking about watches the last time, and we were talking about buying what comes your way. So if Bud has access to Rolex and AP at retail, then he should be buying those watches and not be paying premiums over. And he's in the money on every purchase, right? He's being offered the watches, he's getting them. And if I'm getting offered watches from Omega, like I am, and he's not, like I'm getting the Snoopy, but he couldn't get the Snoopy. So even though Bud's balling with all these watches from Rolex and they won't even talk to me no more, at least I got Omega to talk to me. So see, I got Omega coming my way and I can be in the money on Omega. He's got Rolex his way. He's in the money on Omega and AP. You got to steer in your lane where it's coming your way, where you're at, and go with that flow. I mean, man, if I didn't hit up Omega and ask for that Snoopy, man, I wouldn't have gotten it. But there was a part of me that knew that I was on a special list somewhere at that Omega boutique, and maybe I need to ask for it, and I got it, and it was luck. It was luck, but it was also circumstance that they knew I was an Omega consumer, and so they took care of me. Man, they knew I was an Omega consumer, and they took care of me. Unlike Rolex, Rolex can know you have 6 watches and tell you to take a hike at their boutique. So it's kind of shitty. What's up? Another one? Yeah. Oh, I printed it. What do you mean? Got to get used to the silver instead of the yellow? Oh, yeah, the car. I know. I know. Man, look at that tint. That is some illegal tint right there, baby. I like it though. It's so it's so cool. It really makes the car look amazing. And it's like a seamless window. So the back window and the front window, it just all clear together. It's just one piece. It looks like one piece. The whole thing looks just like one piece. See right here? The seam is so thin right there, you can't even see it. So it looks like just one flat black plate glass. See? It's pretty sick. Yeah, we're digging it, man. We're digging it. It's hard for me to get in and out of, I'll tell you that. I have a hard time getting in and out of the car. Once I'm in it, it's pretty damn comfortable, though. But the bucket seats are hard to get in and out of for me. I got to make all kinds of grunting noises when I get out, man. It's hard to get out. Thanks, bud. Man, I needed all the creature comforts that the Porsche didn't have. You know, I can't turn my neck, I can't turn my back. So I really didn't realize how difficult it was for me to drive until I got this car. And this car has, all the driving assist stuff, the cameras, the warnings, the everything I need to help me not turn my neck and stuff. I really needed I really needed this. I really needed a technological upgrade without me even realizing how badly I needed it. So, all right, man, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy your watches. Enjoy your Sunday. Consider FP Journe, man. Go visit the FP Journe boutique. And the thing is I know there's not any near you. It's hard. The boutiques are very hard to come by. And over here, I'm lucky enough to have one in my back door here in Hollywood. Um, Although sometimes it takes 25 minutes to drive there, or sometimes it takes 2.5 hours to drive there, depending on the traffic. But I mean, the fucking boutique's only like 15 miles away, and the last time I went, it took me 2.5 hours to go that. But yeah, they're hard to come by, the boutiques. But if you've got one near you, I mean, I think there's one in like the East Coast, like Chicago or New York. Yeah, they're hard to come by. You got to be in a major metropolitan city, I think. But if you do have one, man, at least go in there and take a look. You know, maybe you can get on a list for one of these at retail. Maybe there's a lot less people than you think that go in and ask for them. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. All right, laters.